Hey everybody, Thunder Hands here. Okay, today I'm going to cut to the chase. I'm going to teach a couple of techniques because people seem to like this stuff and it's probably good that you learn it. These two techniques are in my book. I already taught one of these techniques in a previous video, but I might go back over it a little because they kind of go together. So the first technique that I want to teach you today is called being in presence, and this is in my book Emergence, where Thunder teaches his friend Robert and his twin soul Natalie. This is an old ancient Indus Valley technique. Now here's how you do it. You either go to a place outside in nature or you get to a quiet spot in your house. And you sit down with your spine erect so the energy can flow. And so you can breathe properly, take deep breaths. So you start this exercise off and it's called being in presence. Now this is not living in the moment. Living in the moment is like we're in the moment now and that's when we're living and we're not thinking about the future and we're not thinking about the past. This is entirely different but goes well with living in the moment. But this is about being in presence. So if you're outside or in a quiet place, you sit down and the first thing you want to do is tune into feeling. Okay? And by that I mean what you feel on your skin, what you feel. Basically, period, end of story, what you feel. So you kind of take a deep breath and blow it out and just relax. And you start tuning into things that you feel. Like you might feel a little wind, a little wisp of wind blow across your face from somewhere. But you have to be, now that's how tuned in I want you to be, to really, really close your eyes and just tune into that sense of feeling things, feeling the clothes on your body. If you wear glasses like I'm wearing, feeling the glasses, feeling whatever you can feel. Totally tuning into that. And just sitting in silence for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long you feel you need to just tune into that feeling of feeling. Feeling things. So here you are, you're sitting here and you're like, wow, I feel that little, yeah, I can feel the clothes on my skin and I can feel that little wisp of wind. Yeah. Or I feel a cold part here and a warm part there. Yeah, I'm really feeling what Thunder's talking about. Now it would be best to do this outside where you're in nature and there's no loud noises. That's the first part of the exercise, is getting in, and make sure that you get into it. Turn up the volume on feeling. Turn up the volume on just completely feeling with your eyes shut and breathing slowly. You might even try that smiling down exercise I talked about in the previous video. Okay, now the next thing in this exercise of presence is once you've gotten to this point where you're like, yeah, I'm really feeling everything. I'm feeling. That's the main sense that you're concentrating on, is your sense of feeling. Then you go to the sense of hearing. And you tune into, like, say you were sitting outside by a babbling brook or stream. You'd be sitting there erect, breathing properly, eyes closed, relaxed, and all of a sudden you're going to tune into this hearing of the water flowing through the stream and around the rocks and making all these little burbling sounds. You're really going to tune into that. Or if there's no brook, you can tune into like traffic in the distance or a buzz from your refrigerator. Any sound will do. I know that sounds far out, but this works, trust me. The only two sounds that won't work tuning into are people talking because it's a distraction. Their words are distracting, and music brings back memories and stuff. So no, don't tune into peaceful music, or it's got to be a sound. And the reason that it's a sound is because a sound is like a mantra, okay? When you meditate, you go Om, and you listen to that sound. Well, this is the same principle. Only you're using a sound that you're hearing out there, a brook, the wind, rain, whatever, the hum of the refrigerator. So I want you to do the same thing with that you did with the feeling. Really tune into it, turn the volume up, turn all your other senses, just let them go, but just really tune into this sense of hearing and into this sound that you have picked out. That's called one-pointed concentration. Now when you do this, the phenomenal thing about it is that when you tune into a sound, your thoughts stop. If you're really tuned in, your thoughts stop. The monkey mind stops. The chatter stops. And that's the beautiful thing about it. That's the relaxing thing about it. Now you're not really tuned into that sound if you can still hear chatter. If you're still thinking, oh, I don't know why I'm listening to this sound. I'm blah, 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 blah. If you're thinking, if you're not tuned in, okay? You have to be 100% tuned into that sound. Whether it's a hissing sound or whatever it is. I mean, personally, I can hear the hissing of the universe, so I don't have a problem with picking out sounds, but you might not be there yet. So you pick that sound out, you tune into it. Yeah, I just really hear that sound. And as soon as you feel yourself thinking again, then you're not tuned into that sound. So you go back and you tune into that sound till you're like not thinking anymore, no thoughts. But see, what this does is it helps you realize when thoughts come up. Okay. And then you begin to notice thoughts are there all the time, thought after thought after thought. The monkey mind at work. Okay, so we have two things going now in this practice that we're doing. We have two senses. We can feel, and we're breathing and relaxing, and we're hearing. We're tuning into that sound, and you don't have to tune into it all the time. Tune into it, then back off from it and go, oh yeah, I'm thinking again, and then tune into it some more, and then back off, okay? Now when you do these two things, and you may be already experiencing it, me just talking about it, when you go out in nature or when you just sit alone and you do these two things, you realize that you're present. You feel right now. You hear right now. Okay? You're present. You're here. So that's to the point where you have to get to where you're feeling present in your space. Okay, and when you tune into these two senses, it's called coming to your senses, literally. So try that practice. And most of this can be done with your eyes closed and just breathing and relaxing. And then when you open your eyes and you have the sense of hearing and the sense of feeling, and you open your eyes, if you go to that vision that I described yesterday, and I'll describe it briefly, where it's a peripheral vision, where you soften the focus of your eyes and you hold your arms straight out to your side, straight out. You can't see it in this video. But on the end, your fingers are moving, and but you're still looking straight ahead, and you're seeing your fingers moving out of the corners of your eye, the peripheral vision. Okay, it's called splatter vision, and it gives you this wide angle view, like a fisheye lens, of the world. Okay, and you can practice this while you're walking, and you'll see things going by on the side of you. And then pretty soon your hearing and your taste and touch and all this stuff kind of goes right with that vision that you have, and you just become more aware. Okay, so if you couple the first part of this, being in presence, and then as you open your eyes going into that vision, that you have to practice too. You can't just say, oh yeah, that's cool. No, you have to practice this, make sure you got it down, make sure you got the feeling of it down. Okay. The feeling and the presence and the actual yes. You feel it. Not, hey, I'm doing this exercise and one day I'm going to be really good at this. No, you can get it first shot right now if you just really stop and tune in and tune everything else out. Now, when you do this, you wake up. You realize, oh, here I am. Like, wow, I feel, I see, I touch, I hear. I can see 360 degrees. I am an actual spirit being almost. Well, not almost, you are. It's just you never realized it before. So these are two little exercises. And if you go to my previous video, the one on smiling down, and that'll give you incentive to go back to the previous video and listen to that one. If you put all these things together, like I said in that video, little chunks here and there, and just practice them when you have the time, and then you're going to constantly be in a state of, when you're walking around, you're going to constantly be in a state of meditation. Your world's going to be like a meditation. Okay? And that's where you need to be. You need to be consciously in presence, living in the moment, not thinking ahead or back, and breathing, relaxing, wide angle vision, soft focus, can see out of the corners of your eyes. See, that's the look. And then the other thing is the smiling down, that I described the other day, which you got to go back, but it has to do with smiling with the eyes down into your body. So when you see these serene looking monks with their eyes half closed, they're in presence and they're smiling down into their body, and they're using their eyes are squinted because they're using the wide angle vision, and they're in this state. Okay. Now, some people might mistakenly call this, they're in a trance. No, they're not in a trance. The other people that are living life are in a trance. They're not awake. But these people are like enlightened and aware. They're seeing everything. So to the other people, it seems like they're in a trance, but they're not. So, Try that on for size, and I hope it works for you. And I want to mention before I leave here, I want to mention my two websites, spiritofcrazyhorse.com, where you can get my books, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart, and Emergence, and then my blog site, which is The Native American Taoist, spelt Taoist, Taoist, or Taoist.com. TheNativeAmericanTaoist.com. Check it out. Check my books out. Also, there's a donation button if you feel like you want to donate to me continuing this online seminar type thing. So anyway, peace be with you. I'm out of here, and practice, practice, practice.